Hi guys! Today I'm gonna do a kind of October wrap-up video because I've been reading a lot in the month of October because I had so much time in the mornings. I was too tired to go out and do anything else, so I just read. And I read quite a few books. And I thought I'd share them with you. I know a lot of YouTubers do like to be read at the beginning of the month and then a wrap-up at the end of the month, but I don't really know what kinds of books I will read ahead of time. So I thought, I'm just going to tell you what I actually did read. And the first thing I did when I got here to England was get a library card. And so I have some books from the library to show you and some books I bought myself. I'm not sure I'm going to get those home because it's only been a month that I've been here now and I've already bought a couple books. And if it's gonna be this many books every month, I will have trouble getting that into the 20 kilo limit frame for the luggage. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, I'm gonna get started on the library books now. So the first thing I read / currently reading, actually more currently reading, because I'm not that far into it yet, but I did want to put it into this video because I will finish it before the October is up, is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. And I've actually always wanted to read this book and it's really great so far. I'm really not that far in, I'm like at page 40 or something, but I really like it. I mean, it does sound like it's kind of a depressing story and I don't really like reading books that make me sad, but I don't know, it's so beautifully written. I love the language. It's like as close to writing poetry while still writing prose, I think. I mean, the most mundane things are described in words that are just so beautiful, and I mean, it's amazing. It's so much, I don't know, I love it, especially as a poetry lover myself. This book is, oh my god, so awesome. I love it, I really do. A book I actually did read was A Great and A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. I've also loved it. I also had heard a lot of this book before reading it, and it was good. I liked it. I really liked it. It was really dark. It was really dark. I don't even know what else I have to say about it. Did not plan this ahead. It's totally rambling, unscripted, whatever. But I liked it. I'm not sure that I will read the sequels because I feel like this is one book where I'm really happy with just having the first novel, the first installment here, and then just pretending like the story finished here, because a lot of times I get really disappointed with sequels, so I kind of want to pretend that this is the only book that exists in the world of Gemma Doyle. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. Another book I read, which I absolutely loved, was Ian, Rise of the Dragon Eye by Alison Goodman. And do you love the cover? Because I do. I mean, it's so amazing. I don't know if you can tell because this has like protective foil on it. It might just be kind of, I don't know if you can really see this, but it's like a dragon and it's orange and yellow and green colors. Not green, red. Oh dear, red colors, and it's a color theme, and it has like Chinese stuff, and I really love it. I mentioned in the last video that it was kind of a mixture, for me at least, it was kind of a mixture of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Mulan, both things which I really love, and this book was like that, and then even better than a mixture of those two things. So pretty epic, and obviously after I finished this book I had to get the sequel, which confusingly enough is called The Necklace of the Gods. At least I think this is the UK version, and I think that this, which I got from the library, is the US version probably. I was like, I almost didn't pick this up because I didn't think that it was the sequel, and then I like looked at the back and I was like, oh my god, thank goodness that you did pick this up and read the back, because it's also just as amazing. There's so few like duologies or trilogies where the second book and or the third book are just like not disappointing, and this was not only not disappointing, it was also just amazing, fantastic, magnificent, wonderful. I can't even tell you enough synonyms for the awesomeness of this book. And if you have not read Ian, or I think it's called, it says in the back, The Two Pearls of Wisdom, get it, and read it, because you will love it. If you love fantasy, it's like perfect high fantasy. Amazing. I love Asian culture as well, generally, so kind of perfect for me. I also read Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake this month, and actually wanted to wait until Halloween, but I couldn't because I'm kind of impatient, and I read it last week already, and I'm not gonna say that I did dislike this book, because it wouldn't be true. I did like it, but it was kind of a disappointment in the way that I thought this was gonna be like super scary and super, like, I was gonna be horrified the whole time. And I mean, yes, the things that do happen in this book are kind of like, if they happened to me in real life, I would be scared. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like in this day and age, we've kind of been desensitized towards reading about, you know, horrible things that happen, because or even watching movies about them, because we just, you know, we've seen everything already. And I had kind of hoped for this book to be like, really like, oh my god, this is so horrible and so scary, you can't even, like, you have, like, in the back it actually says, get ready to sleep with the lights on. And I was like, oh my god, if that's true, it's gonna be awesome. But it wasn't true, and the love story is kind of cheesy and not my thing. So I did like it, but I was not like wowed by it at all, unfortunately. Another disappointment for me this month was the dystopian YA novel Matched by Ali Condé, which I also read this month, and it was kind of lame and boring, this book. I mean, I kept like hoping for something really big to happen, and it just kind of seemed like it was a soft version of 1984 and Brave New World mashed together, and I don't know. It didn't seem like there was this major big threat looming over everybody's head. Like, if they didn't abide by the rules, something so horrible would happen that, you know, that's why no one would ever break the rules. But seriously, the worst thing that can happen to you, literally, is that you kind of become a lower class citizen, and you lose your social standing, which is bad enough as it is, I know, but I mean, in a dystopian novel, I was kind of hoping for something a little more important, I guess. Also, the plot is really just like trickling along, and you kind of like, okay, now this happens, now this happens. You don't really feel, like I at least didn't really feel for the characters, anything at all. I think that all of the characters are really lacking depth and really lacking personality, and the storyline is just, it's not exciting. And I know that there's a sequel called, is it called Crossed? I think it's called Crossed. I'm not even gonna bother reading that, because I don't even want to know if she ever finds Kai, because I really don't care. That's the problem, you know, like if a story like this, or like with a premise like this, I think so much could have been done by a better author. Because I think that the society is kind of an interesting one. You know, the world that Ali Condé has created is really kind of fascinating, but what she did with it pretty much sucked. I'm sorry if you like this book, but I did not. Okay, another book I read and bought is Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy by Ali Carter. How could I forget her name? Shame on me. Which is the second book in the Gallagher Girls series. And needless to say, I loved it, because I love the series. It's kind of like a story for 14-year-olds, but it's so sweet and so well done that I really enjoyed reading it. Even if you're not 14 years old anymore, you should really check this out, because it's sweet and it's girly and it's kind of fun to read. And the last book I got and sort of read, which is not really a book you can read, it's like it's a poetry collection called 18th Century Women Poets, which I thought was really cool. It's really fascinating to read about these women that were so, you know, oppressed by the men and society, and that could, like, their only outlet of their emotions and the way they were like, and their thoughts actually really was writing poetry. And some of them have like really grave spelling errors and grammatical errors in them, because women were just not allowed to receive education, at least most of them. And it's really interesting because you get like a really long introduction into the, you know, into the time, what it was like, and then you also get to each female poet. Like, they're all not known, basically. I've never heard of any of these before, which makes it all the more interesting and all the more, you know, true to life, I think. And you get like a short biography on them as well, you know, to understand where they're coming from. And I thought this was really, really amazing. So that's it for the month of October. I'm probably not going to be able to read as many books in November because, as most of you, or at least some of you, will know, November is the National Novel Writing Month, and I'm going to participate this year again. I did attempt the first time was last year, and I got to maybe 20,000 words because I was really busy at school. At least that's what I tell people. It's not necessarily true, but that's the official version. And I was not really motivated. The story went nowhere. I had like no inspiration whatsoever. I had not planned it before. I think I discovered NaNoWriMo, the existence of NaNoWriMo, maybe like around the 31st of October. So I did not have a story on the 1st, and I kind of just started writing without really thinking about it, and then it ended up nowhere, and I couldn't be bothered to continue. So this year I kind of made a plan. I didn't plan too much, because when I plan too much, I hate it, and it takes the fun out of it, for me at least. So if you guys care for it, I might just do, you know, at least at the end of my videos, like talk a little bit about my experience with NaNoWriMo, how far I'm into it, how I'm feeling. Everybody I met in Manchester who also does NaNoWriMo, they also all said like second year is like mental breakdown year, and I'm like, great, I only have 4 kids and 7 puppies to care about, so I'll be fine, totally fine. We'll see how that works out. I really want to win this year. I think I'll be more motivated to win this year because there's more people in the NaNoWriMo community here in Manchester than there was in my old town, and I'm really competitive, and I hate losing anything. So if there's people like looking over my back and being like, how far are you ahead? And if I can't hold up with them, like if I can't keep up with them, I'll die of embarrassment. So yeah, let me know if that's something you'd be interested to watch, and I'll try and do it if I have time, the house to myself, and enough sanity left from all the mental breakdowning. Yeah. Pretty sure it's not a word. Anyway guys, I hope you're having a great time. Happy Halloween. This is actually my first time I'm gonna go trick-or-treating because it's not a thing in Austria, but here in England everybody does it, so I'm gonna be like eating so many sweets. I can't wait. Really. I hope you're having a great time, and I'm gonna talk to you soon. And it's gonna be November, so oh god, I'm so scared.